My name's Tom Chrissy. Thanks for coming out again. I'm sure I've probably spoken to many of you either via Facebook, social media somehow, phone calls, emails, whatever. Again, I hope you guys are appreciating everything, the customer service that we're trying to get to. Tons of emails have been coming in, pouring in the last 6-8 weeks. So thank you, sir. Much appreciated. We've got a couple of guest speakers today. Senator Bill Buchanan is in the house. He's going to come up and say a couple words. Okay. Come on up, Bill.
Well, thank you, and what a great day for Monticello and White County. And you know, I've been in this job about 2.5 years, and a few years ago, I had a few of the community leaders from the Chamber and Economic Development take me around and show me about Monticello and White County, and one of the pillars of the community was Indiana Beach, and just how valuable it is, and truly what it means to the community. And last summer, had the opportunity to come here and celebrate about the same time, and it might even be the same date, celebrate the 25th anniversary and ride to Hoosier Hurricane. So it was a great experience, and to be here and appreciate that invite. And then this past, I believe February, got the news that Indiana Beach was going to be closing, and I think it really impacted a lot of people. And I know myself, I was like, you know, what's going on, or what happened, and just kind of a little bit of a dagger. And then what a turnaround! What a turnaround! I think we need to give it up for the White County officials, the staff. I think we need to really thank them for making this happen. When Indiana Beach announced it was closing, the community didn't run and hide. They got together and they developed a plan. The commissioners, the council, Monticello city leadership got together and got a plan, and they got the interest of a buyer. And I want to thank Mr. Staples for coming forward. And what a team! What a team! How neat it was for me as your state senator representing White County to watch White County rise to the occasion. Watch the individuals involved with Indiana Beach rise to the occasion, and really want to thank Mr. Staples for making the investment and taking the risk to look and see what a bright future Indiana Beach could have. And I will say I'm very confident he's going to do a great job here. I just actually had the opportunity to meet Mr. Gene here just a few weeks ago. I was up in the area and stopped in to talk to Gary, and I met Gene. And you know, I say that impressed me the most was I didn't meet him in some plush office that a CEO might have. I actually met him right back here, right by the maintenance building. Just a few weeks ago, he was in his work clothes and had some tools in his hands, and you can tell he's a very hands-on owner that's definitely going to be involved in many of the details here at Indiana Beach, and looks forward to many years of success to come. So with that, thank you all for coming out and being here, and I'm honored to be a part of it, so thank you.
I'm going to guess Bill got quite a few votes from everybody out here. Up next to give a couple minutes is Randy Mitchell, White County Economic Development.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Great to see everybody here today. I was reflecting when I was driving out here that the darkest day I had this year was February 18th, when the management of Apex came to my office and let me know that Indiana Beach was closing. And that started an activity that took about 3 or 4 months. Fortunately, I was able to make contact with Gene Staples at that time, and through a lot of dialogue back and forth, I was able to bring him in front of our county commissioners and county council, and it brought us to where we are today. We were able to get the deal closed, and we're so happy for that. So I know you're going to be excited to see all the changes that have happened with the beach. If you've been following on Facebook with Don Hurd's pictures, you can see all of the improvements that have taken place, and now you're going to be able to see them for sure. So that's it for right now, but enjoy yourself today, and thank you so much for coming out. Okay?
All right, keep the festivities rolling. As you guys enter the park today, everybody's going to get probably about a 4x6 postcard. While supplies last, there's going to be a little key in there. Stop by the VIP exclusive shop. You're going to try and open a treasure chest. Grand prize is going to be some season passes for next season. Up next, we're going to have Kaylee come on up here and speak from the Travel Bureau.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee Hahn from the Enjoy White County Tourism and White County Visitors Bureau. From the tourism perspective, I would just like to contribute that when the whole state was shut down and we were all just questioning what the next step was, it was really awesome that I could brag about the positivity and the excitement that we had here in Monticello and White County. And I think a lot of the other counties were really envious and almost jealous that we had such positivity while the other ones weren't. They were still closed, they questioned what they were going to do, but we knew what we were going to do, and we were going to do this, and we were going to have a better season and a better Indiana Beach than we ever have. So I'm really excited about that.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. We have one more speaker, Art Anderson from the Commissioner's Office. Councilman Art Anderson.
Yeah, that's a good job. Well, I'm pleased to be here today and talk to all of you about, you probably wondered how this happened and why it happened. Why did we give them the loan that we gave them? And the council and the commissioners got together, and you gotta wonder, how's this going to work? You know, you got to have people. I kept thinking to myself, I thought, boy, I wish the guy that was coming in here to take this thing over, I hope that he knows something about mechanics. Because if you look around here, everything moves. I mean, and I thought of all the experience I had. I was 5.5 years over in Vietnam, and I was on C-130 aircraft, and I kept thinking to myself, I said, we really need somebody that knows something about mechanics. And so I kept thinking that, and so we finally got to ask Gene some questions. And everybody asked him all these different questions, and my question was, what have you ever done, you know, in your life? I mean, what makes you qualified to run something like this? And, you know, all I did was C-130 aircraft all the time. I mean, I knew everything about them, why they fly, how they fly, what it takes to make them fly. And I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? So he gets up there and he says, well, I was so many years in the Navy, and he said, I was in charge of maintenance for the helicopters. That's what I was looking for, you know, somebody that knows how to fix stuff. I mean, if you know helicopters, you know jet engines, you know hydraulics, you know all this stuff that works. And so that made my mind up right then. I thought, boy, you're not going to get anybody else that knows that kind of stuff about it. And then I came out here a few times, and I wanted to watch the guy work, see what he was like, you know, because, you know, when we loaned him that money, you're hoping that it's going to come back into it. And I saw all the things he's fixing, and all the things that haven't been done. And he used things that were a new invention for this area. It's called paint. And he cleaned this place up. You'll see when you go in here, all that new stuff, it's all over the place. I mean, I don't know how many $100,000 you spent on paint, but this place looks a heck of a lot better. And so that's how we make up your mind. You know, when you're in political office and you got to spend this money, and all these people are going to say, well, what the heck do you do this for? Why'd you do this? You know, you got to have a pretty good reason. Well, that was the reason that was behind me. The other people, the reason that they liked it was because they're all from here. They've always come out to Indiana Beach when we were kids. I remember coming out here when I was a kid. I remember even when I was overseas, all these guys say, where are you from? I say, Indiana. Where are you from in Indiana? I say, Monticello. Ain't that where that Indiana Beach is? And I say, well, yeah, that's where it's at. And so anyway, I think we got the right people out here working on this. I think it's going to be a success, and with all of you people and the people keep coming, will be a success. Thanks for all that you've done for us, and thanks for being out here today.
Yep, and to piggyback a little bit off of that conversation, you guys are going to see, for those that have been here the last year or two, you are going to see a massive amount of work that's been done. But we also know there's a lot more to go. And to get us to that 100-year mark, we're going to be up and running. And every year you're going to see increases in the infrastructure of the park. So we hope you guys like what you see today. Actually, I know you guys are going to like what you're going to see today and continuing out throughout the years. So with that being said, without further ado, let's bring up Mr. Gene Staples.
Thank you. So I brought my kids up here, who I couldn't do this without. My son Alex, my daughter Madison, and I'm sure you've seen them on Facebook. Photos, the news review, my son Ian, testing every ride for your safety, he says. You know, my daughter Isabella couldn't be here, but I know she's back in Chicago, wishes she could, but she had some prior things that she could not break away from. So I miss her, but she'll be here next weekend, and everyone will have a chance to see her. Tom said 15, 20 minutes. Usually I speak way longer. If we were talking about 5G, cell phone towers, things I would normally argue with the county about in my former roles of building cell phone networks across the country. There's been a lot of speculation about who I am, why I did this, but it's really not about me. I did it because I felt that someone needed to step up. I simply made a phone call. We all had a discussion back in Chicago in February. Someone pointed out to me that on Facebook, this park was closing, and it's a park that was important to me as a kid, important to me as a parent, to take my kids here to experience something that's timeless, right? And I think that's a lot of what's missing in America. Where I grew up in Chicago, in Oak Park, Illinois. Right next door was Melrose Park, Illinois. And shout out for Kittyland. Kittyland closed down. And my son and I, we have some great photos. I bought some rides. I bought some memorabilia there when it was closing down at the auction. I was one of the top bidders on a lot of things. And trust me, I wish I would have saved a lot of those things knowing what would happen now, right? So... Or made some amazing purchases for this park, knowing what happened then. But the important part about that is it's gone. It's a Costco, right? It was a 80-plus-year-old amusement park, nowhere near the size of this, but it was a piece of all of us that went there, and it's something that you could share with your kids. They could share with their kids. They can say that this is the same ride that I rode with my parents on when I was this big. And that's what you get, and that's what Americana is, and that's why it's important to save it. So I made a phone call. I spoke to John Fitzgerald of Apex Parks Group, consulted with Tom Chrissy, not only my best friend, but my business associate, about the numbers, about how to put this deal together. And with a lot of hard work, with help from the county and Don and everyone, it really was something we were able to put together. But it was because of the people. It's because of you guys. It's because of you guys. It's because of the employees in this park. I mean, it's the most amazing team of individuals you can ask for. I made some of the most amazing friends since I've been here that work with me, whether they're vendors, whether they're the employees of the park. They're just the most motivated individuals that really care about what they do and care about this park, just as I know all you guys do that are here today. And that's why Tom and I decided collectively that it's something we need to do. And it's been a long 2 months, basically, since we started construction and started working on this thing. We took possession of it right before the Apex bankruptcy, but then there was still a lot of things to put in motion. So I need to thank John Heimlich of the county, who really stepped up and made this happen, along with the rest of the commissioners and the rest of the county board. Because without them, I told Randy Mitchell in a conversation in March, there was a gap that had to be closed, and if they would commit with me to make this happen, the returns would be 100-fold for the county for not only the next 5 years, which is what the economic development agreement that we signed has us slated to operate it for, but for hopefully a long time to come. We're running this as a family park. We're very hands-on. This past week's been the longest week. You get the benefit of the fact I'm tired, so I'm speaking very slowly. Otherwise, I speak extremely quickly, usually. But it's been a labor of love, and what you're going to see inside is hopefully an improvement. I think it is. I use the analogy, you watch your kids grow up, right? And you don't notice, because you're there every day, of the changes that they shoot up over a course of a month or two. So to me, I don't see the changes. I'm a perfectionist. I see some changes. I wish I could have done so much more. And we're going to continue to do more. There's guys on this roof right over here today nailing down shingles still. And the team is scrambling behind us to put the spit and polish on the best we could in the 2 months that we've been working. And so we're going to show you our product today. We're going to continue working through the summer. We have some big expectations of events that are going to come and what we're going to do then next winter and make it better and better year over year. This is not we didn't purchase this to make a fortune. We purchased this to save a park and reinvest in the park. And so I know we're super early. We could go to discuss some cell towers, Art. I could go on for hours about that, but we want to thank all of you. I especially want to thank our team, Mike Hobart. He is really the man behind this park. He's our, you might see Gary Falk's name, Jim, the assistant general manager's name, but really Mike Hobart, he needs every one of you to say thank you, because he's the one that keeps this park together. He's the one that's here night and day, 7 days a week, to do what would normally take 5 to 6 months, so this park is ready for us this summer. And I think it's something all of us need with what's going on in this country right now. We need a little fun in our lives. So with that said, I would like to, we're going to cut a ribbon here. We cut it by the gate, but then you guys can't see, so we're going to do it here. You guys, you hold this, Tom. Yeah, right. We didn't rehearse, obviously. Here you go. Right. All right. I hope to see each and every one of you. I know it's not 11, but let's go inside.